shifting sands of American rebellion have always been mapped onto two wheels. For decades, the true champion of the street was the chopper, an uncompromising mechanical statement, wild, minimalist, utterly stripped down to the bare essence of defiance. Then, in the 80s and 90s, the throne was contested by the Dyna, the agile icon favored by the outlaws, a machine explicitly engineered for speed, quick maneuvering, and the raw, kinetic energy of a street fight. But in the 21st century, the relentless V-twin supremacy battle has unexpectedly migrated to a new, visually overwhelming and often staggering arena, the custom bagger. This is not the tired, predictable touring motorcycle of your grandfather's past, destined only for sedate cross-country routes. This is a massive, aggressive, rolling monument to excess, a machine engineered to shock the senses. It's a culture defined by an insistence on oversized everything, giant front wheels that challenge the very laws of physics and scream defiance at traditional motorcycle geometry. Sophisticated audio systems powerful enough to register on the Richter scale and rupture eardrums from a quarter-mile away. And bespoke, multi-layer paint jobs that command more investment and meticulous man-hours than the high-performance engine build itself. The bagger wars are far more than a simple matter of personal transportation or even long-distance cruising. They are about unapologetic status, high-stakes confrontation, and the terrifying, often six-figure price tag that is the absolute minimum requirement to enter the competition. This is more than a mere subculture. It is a full-blown, technologically advanced arms race. A high-stakes, high-decibel escalation of commitment where the initial entry fee easily starts north of $50,000. And the ultimate, singular prize is the undisputed, visible crown of dominance on the road. To fully appreciate the sheer scale of this chromed-out monster, one must first trace its DNA back to its utilitarian, humble origins. For the better part of 3 decades, the bagger category was strictly defined as a pragmatic, purely functional tool. Bikes like the Harley-Davidson Street Glide or the Road King, machines meticulously designed for rider comfort, carrying 2 passengers, and effortlessly devouring cross-continental mileage. They were reliable and necessary, but they carried the stigma of being the bike you rode when the fire of youth and rebellion had finally cooled. They were dependable, but they were never, ever cool. The critical, foundational seismic shift that launched the bagger into the stratosphere occurred with the introduction and subsequent popularization of the Harley-Davidson Street Glide. This was Harley's factory admission that style mattered as much as touring capability. The Street Glide was immediately stripped down by customizers, a factory-sanctioned minimalist bagger, retaining the signature saddlebags and the recognizable batwing fairing, but aggressively shedding the grandfatherly aesthetic and unnecessary bulk. This sleeker design proved to be the perfect, untapped blank canvas. Customizers, who were rapidly becoming frustrated with the limited power capacity and geometrical constraints of the classic chopper and Dyna frames, suddenly discovered a new, rigid platform. This frame could not only comfortably handle the explosive power of a modern big twin engine, but also offered a massive, expansive surface area on which to create true, rolling masterpieces of kinetic art. The true bagger culture was solidified when builders ceased viewing their touring bikes as mere utility vehicles and started treating them as mobile, statement-making sculptures. The conceptual shift was revolutionary. These bikes retained the practical utility, the essential bags, but they aggressively embraced the outlaw attitude, the raw aggression. And once the creative and competitive floodgates of extreme customization were breached, the entire industry realized there was no conceivable point of return. The internal, hyper-competitive dynamic quickly escalated from simple customization into a dizzying spectacle of extremes. This is precisely the point where the cost of entry accelerates into the truly astronomical, often commanding final price tags 2 or 3 times the cost of the original factory motorcycle. The expense becomes part of the statement. The first, most visually shocking battleground became the front wheel. What began as a modest, manageable 21-inch aftermarket upgrade, an aesthetic nod to style, quickly ballooned in size. It jumped aggressively to 23 inches, then the visually dominant 26-inch, then the truly absurd, almost structurally terrifying 30-inch, and occasionally, the mind-bending 32-inch diameter wheels. To accommodate this drastic change, these modifications require massive, dangerous-looking frame rakes and neck extensions, physically pushing the boundaries of what is considered acceptable motorcycle geometry and demanding impeccable, hyper-precise engineering. This radical alteration is no longer about marginal improvements in handling or performance. It is purely and entirely about visual dominance, unadulterated shock value, and undeniable intimidation at the local show. The second, most audible front in this new war is auditory supremacy. In any true bagger showdown, the sheer power and clarity of the sound system are considered more fundamentally critical than the engine's exhaust note itself. Custom builds are now meticulously equipped with massive, complex arrays of marine-grade speakers and precision amplifiers, often covertly hidden within the fairings, the side bags, and even meticulously molded into the extended rear fenders. The competitive objective is straightforward and uncompromising: to be recognized as the loudest and clearest system at any given rally, parking lot, or street intersection, effectively drowning out every single competitor's sound, including their engine, with a tidal wave of crystal-clear, ear-splitting sonic power. This is not just audio. This is total auditory supremacy. The final element cementing the bagger's status is the finish and detail. These massive machines are often laboriously submerged in multi-layer, complex paint jobs that individually cost more than a new luxury sedan, meticulously detailed with custom engraving, hydro-dipped components, diamond-cut metallic accents, and elaborately airbrushed, deeply personal murals covering every available surface. These new bagger kings are explicitly no longer built with any genuine intention for long-distance cruising. Their singular purpose is to be the undisputed spectacle of the show pit, where highly critical judges score based on flawless, museum-quality execution and sheer, uncompromising visual audacity. The custom bagger world has naturally spawned a deeply fascinating and energetic internal conflict, a true V-twin showdown that pits the beauty of form directly against the necessity of function. On one side, you have the show baggers, the impossibly low-riding, structurally imposing, 30-inch wheeled, long-tailed giants. They are undeniable spectacles to behold, commanding instantaneous respect at organized shows, and they represent the absolute zenith of cosmetic customization and design bravado. They are, however, notoriously difficult and inherently impractical to actually ride, often scraping the pavement on any tight turn, struggling violently with simple speed bumps, and becoming unpredictable on any uneven road surface. They are, in essence, the unchallenged kings of the parking lot and the exhibition hall. In direct response to this extreme impracticality, a fierce counter-movement has violently erupted: the performance bagger. This machine fundamentally rejects the absurdly large front wheel and the low-profile scraping aesthetic. Instead, it features meticulously engineered high-end suspension systems, massive, track-ready brake upgrades, lightweight components for agility, and a big twin engine aggressively tuned and modified for maximum usable horsepower and immediate agility. This style, made globally famous by the creation of dedicated series like the Bagger Racing League and the infamous King of the Baggers Professional Race Series, fiercely argues that a bagger should primarily be ridden, and ridden hard. This is the Go camp firing back with raw power and genuine speed against the extravagant but slower show camp. This complex, internal conflict perfectly mirrors the classic, enduring philosophical debates of the entire V-twin world: Dyna versus Softail, chopper versus stock, function versus fashion. But in this modern era, the ideological stakes and the physical size of the motorcycles involved are demonstrably higher than they have ever been before. The custom bagger stands as the ultimate, definitive expression of the modern, often affluent V-twin owner. It is a loud, uncompromising, and expensive declaration of status and taste. It proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that American motorcycling is a constantly mutating, continuously evolving force, always willing to shed its old, safe skin for newer, more outrageous, and more extreme forms of mechanical self-expression. The excessive price tag, the inherent difficulty in maneuvering, the sheer, unapologetic audacity, every single element contributes directly to the growing legend. The bagger wars are not merely a passing trend. They are now the permanent, established standard for V-twin supremacy, a hyper-visible competition where the biggest bike, the loudest stereo system, and the largest bank account are the only factors that ultimately take the coveted crown. It demonstrates emphatically that in the hyper-competitive world of American customization, if you're going to embark on a tour, you might as well do it with maximum impact and absolute vengeance. The custom bagger is more than just a bike. It is the ultimate expression of the V-twin ego, a rolling, high-decibel declaration that money and style still rule the road. Now, we turn the conversation over to you. Which side of the bagger wars are you riding? Do you prefer the extreme visuals of the 30-inch show bagger that dominates the parking lot? Or do you stand with the performance bagger, the high-powered machine built to corner and haul ass? Drop your opinion, your bike, or your build cost in the comments below. Let us know which side truly holds the crown. If you enjoyed tracing the aggressive evolution of American motorcycle culture, then this is your road crew. Hit the like button and subscribe to Chrome Chronicles for more untold stories of mechanical rebellion, where we uncover the history, the conflict, and the culture of the machines that truly mattered. We've reached the end of this ride, but the saga is far from over. We'll see you on the road.